my definition pisses a lot of people off because for me, it's like I existed in a body that people perceived as like worthless for 20 years. So I like to take those experiences and just relate it to like how I'm perceived now.
First of all, I am meeting Devin, Landon, and Mars for the first time, so it's really nice to meet you guys. And not to start broadly, but we're going to. What does transmasculinity mean to you? Mars just answered it on his Instagram, and it is the title of this. So I figured, just kind of a brief idea. Devin, if you kind of have a thought and want to start us off there.
For sure. Interestingly enough, my definition pisses a lot of people off because for me, it's like I existed in a body that people perceived as like worthless for 20 years. So I like to take those experiences and just relate it to like how I'm perceived now and move through the world with like I call it the Trojan horse method. So when people may not expect me to have specific viewpoints, I'll be like, have you ever considered this? And they're like, oh. I'll accept it if it's coming from you. So that's, I would say, like in a nutshell, that's my kind of perspective.
I agree so much with everything you just said, Devin. I think the thing I would add for myself is this, and it's basically the same thing, this like kind of magic that trans masculine people can provide by existing in the world, looking a certain way, but having these opinions. And then I think this question of what does it mean to be a healthy man, I feel like we bring a lot to the table with that in bringing our femininity and our experiences before to the table. Because I see so many just regular, I guess, regular masculinity, not trans masculinity, and it's like kind of bland. It's like a little stale. They could use a little more flavor, they could use a little more color, and I know that we all bring that to the table. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's just like being able to define masculinity the way that you want and not really following like societal scripts, right? So being able to see past that, and just owning yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I love everything you just touched. I think some of the things that I talk about in my group a lot is just being a trans masculine person in a space does heal masculinity as a whole, right? We show up in those spaces, and healthy masculinity shows up in that. Um, and out of curiosity, just kind of talking about that is like, have there been kind of masculinity that has been displayed in your life that you've looked up to or that you feel like you kind of relied on throughout your transition, either a person or just like those traits of masculinity or even femininity, right? Whatever that means. What have you kind of relied on to kind of shape that throughout your transition, which has probably changed over time too. If anyone wants to take that first.
I
I,
feel
I,
like, yeah, go
oh
ahead.
no. Okay, I'll go ahead. This is a recent therapy moment, but my father always exhibited some really beautiful masculinity, and I have a lot of guilt because when I was younger, me and my mother would often shame him for it, and he really struggled to fit in with other men, and he really struggled to keep jobs because a lot of the men in his life and in his work, he was a mechanic, were really aggressive and misogynistic, and he would get really depressed. And so that's something I've been unpacking in therapy, and I've been so grateful and thinking back on how he was just trying to pave a different way of masculinity and how difficult that was for somebody in the like 80s, 90s, and how I get to hopefully continue that on. But he's a really sweet guy. I one time I told him that he reminds me of a trans man, and he was like, "Oh, I could never be that cool." So sweet.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I feel like I've been asked a similar question to this before, right? About like, masculine role models, and I feel like I didn't really have much of that to look up to. So I feel like my masculinity has really been shaped by like women and femmes, like just throughout my whole life. Friends, mom, yeah, teachers and stuff like that. So and in a
Yeah.
way, I think I kind of like that because it's like there wasn't really something to follow that much in my personal life. So.
Yeah, so you get to kind of mold it and shape it in the way you want it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
For
Devin.
me, yeah, my brother-in-law actually, I had a terrible relationship with my dad. But when I started to hang around my brother-in-law, he kind of took me under his wing a little bit, and he's kind of like what you see like in like Uncle Jesse type of vibes, like just like a healthy, cool way. And the more I hung out with him, I was like, oh, he's not putting an act on. Like he's just genuinely like the things that when you like textbook man, like he's protecting his family and he's like making sure everyone's fed before he's fed and stuff like that. Like that was just kind of a moment for me of like, oh, people are not all pieces of shit. Like this is awesome. So yeah, that was it healed something in me, honestly, because I just assumed like all men were secretly chauvinistic and stuff like that. So yeah.